I've been through a lot today. You got to suck pity today. Look what happened to me.
Alright, 7th in the franchise and 4 years after the curse of Chucky, this is Cult of Chucky, a movie that I could tell Don Mancini was dying to make because they actually have multiple Chuckies in this movie. Hallelujah! The budget constraints actually went through. It also explains the event at the end of Curse with Chucky possessing Alice and then randomly appearing on Andy's doorstep 6 months later in his original doll form and then getting blasted to shit, which he actually survived and is kept in Andy's cool-ass cabin house. The prop for the head is actually pretty awesome. Yeah, apparently Chucky went on the internet and typed up voodoo spells for dummies and learned how to transfer his soul into multiple bodies. Just the thought of Chucky going on a computer or laptop and looking up videos and articles makes me laugh. Then again, he jerked his dick off, so anything's possible. I find it shocking that this straight-to-DVD sequel came out 4 years later when all these Hollywood films would usually have sequels come out in 2 or 3 years. Think of it, if they really worked on a bunch of Chucky ideas, this could have come out in 2015 while another could have come out in 2017. But whatever. I have to say, I really enjoyed this. I found myself to be more entertained with this than Curse of Chucky. Instead of taking place at one setting, which was a creepy house, this takes place at an insane asylum, which is a good change in pace. Don Mancini said he wanted to make a movie that was basically Chucky on LSD, and he stalks a bunch of mental patients, which is pretty much a redo of A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, just with Chucky. I mean, even that movie has some LSD-induced moments, and there are scenes in this film that are too fucking wicked that makes you think they really were on LSD. You can see Brad Dourif's face on the knife if you look close. Fiona Dourif is back, and she spends the majority of the film being suspicious that Chucky is back, which he is, but she still does a decent job, and even has sex with an inmate first day they meet. I wonder what Brad Dourif's reaction to this scene was while watching it. That actor was also the cop in Curse of Chucky who died by Tiffany. So there's 2 Chuckies running around the asylum the whole time, and the deaths are a spectacle to behold. I'm glad they got gory and creative with them, especially the drill to the eye. Ugh, gross. Now, there are some negatives and things to nitpick about, like the doctor, Dr. Foley. I wasn't interested in him at all, and he just turns out to be a pervert, and despite all that happens to him, he still doesn't believe anyone in Chucky. Seeing him get hit twice with a glass bottle is hilarious, though. He was a big flop in this movie. Everything with Madeline, who thinks Chucky is her son, was all too weird for me. It didn't really serve a purpose at all, and no real payoff because Chucky just kills her anyway, although her death was nice and disturbing. But the biggest problem, to me at least, believe it or not, was Andy Barclay. Don't get me wrong, I love that he had more screen time and he was played by Alex Vincent again, and the interactions with him and the Chucky head are comedic and awesome. The big issue is his plan to stop Chucky and save Nika. First of all, he has this good guy doll with short hair that he sends to the asylum, and what does he expect to happen? The 2 Chuckies just bring him to life and cause more problems for everybody. Then he just gets himself into more trouble and gets locked up. If I was him, I would have brought some of my weapons with me and knocked the living crap out of the guard and gone full Rambo on their asses. But he didn't do that, so he just sits there for a while and fights the Chucky he brought there and kills him hiding a gun inside his body for some reason, but does nothing about the other Chucky. Once the main Chucky transfers his soul into Nika, which he doesn't use the stupid amulet for anyway, Andy actually attempts to shoot Nika and kill her even though he was trying to save her this whole time. What? So yeah, Andy's whole plan confused me, and the entire ending with Nika Chucky is pretty lame and disappointing because up until this point, we just want to see him in the doll, like he said in See the Chucky.
I am Chucky, the killer doll, and I dig it.
And he's in another female body, which brings me to Alice. It's a shame she wasn't in it as much. It's explained that she died because one of Chucky's victims fought back. Which victim this is, we'll never know, so she's just in an LSD scene, and you can tell she's 4 years older. Shame, shame. So much potential in her character. Also, Fiona's attempt at a Chucky laugh is god-awful. Ugh. More lesbian stuff, and Tiffany the doll is back, and they just drive off. As you can tell, I'm explaining the whole ending because it's again one of those movies you should just go see for yourself. Although, seeing Kyle again after the credits was awesome too. I'm glad they're bringing back old characters. They should bring back De Silva next. Whatever happened to her? We see Andy on a date in the beginning, so what's the deal there? Oh well. But yeah, 7th in the franchise, Cult of Chucky, a very enjoyable film mainly because of Chucky, until it gets to the end. Seeing 3 Chuckies was awesome, and when they interact with one another, it's my favorite part in the whole movie.
He made the funniest face when I drilled him. Did you see the steam when I sliced open his guts? I never felt so alive! Yeah, well, you've been alive for like 2 minutes.
Chucky even references Hannibal Lecter.
What's your point? I'm just saying it behooves us to watch our step. Behooves. Listen to you. You sound like Hannibal Lecter. Can't believe they canceled that show.
Crossover. So if you're into LSD and want to see a good guy doll murder people left and right, then this is for you. Good installment.
Sometimes I scare myself.